The night she left still plays in my head like a film reel I can't burn. One moment, we were sitting at the table, dinner barely touched, her phone buzzing against the wood. The next, she was standing at the door in a sequin dress, saying, "It's just one night, Daniel, don't be so dramatic," before the door clicked shut and silence swallowed the house. But it wasn't just one night. It was the night I realized I had lost her. Emily had always loved the glow of parties, the music, the endless chatter. I told myself it was just her way of balancing my quieter nature. I was the anchor, she was the sail. But lately, the sail had been straining further from shore, tugging at a rope I wasn't sure I could hold on to. That evening, I had cooked her favorite meal, rosemary chicken, mashed potatoes, and wine breathing on the counter. I'd even lit candles, something I rarely did. I thought maybe she'd notice, maybe she'd see I was trying to remind her of us, of home. Instead, her eyes had darted to her phone with every vibration, a faint smile curling her lips in ways I hadn't seen directed at me in months. When she walked out for the party, something cracked inside me. I didn't shout. I didn't beg. I just sat there, staring at 2 plates of food growing cold in the dim light. The days after blurred into weeks. She came home later and later, carrying perfume that wasn't hers, laughter that wasn't for me. I asked questions. She deflected. One night, I tried again. "Emily, are we okay?" She sighed, exasperated, like I was a child tugging at her sleeve. "Daniel, not everything has to be some deep conversation. I just want to live a little." Live a little. The words echoed in my chest like a cruel joke. Weren't we living? Or had our life together already died without me noticing? The night she didn't come home at all, I stopped asking. I packed a single bag the next morning, left the house key on the counter, and vanished. No note. No explanation. Just absence. I thought it would break me, but in that silence, I found clarity. I went north, to the cabin my father had left me. A place Emily had always hated. Too quiet, too far from the city, too full of stillness. For me, it became a sanctuary. The seasons turned. I cut wood, fixed the roof, relearned the rhythms of solitude. My hands grew rough, my body lean, my heart slowly stitching itself with threads of self-reliance. At night, I'd sometimes imagine her, Emily in her glittering dresses, laughing in crowded rooms, never once thinking of me. That thought hurt less as time passed, though it never fully healed. 2 years slipped by. Then one evening, just as the sun was sinking and painting the lake with fire, I heard the crunch of tires on gravel. A car door slammed. Footsteps approached. When I opened the cabin door, my breath caught. Emily stood there. She looked smaller somehow. Her hair pulled back without its usual shine, her eyes shadowed, her once effortless smile nowhere to be found. She clutched herself like the night air was colder than it was. "Daniel," she whispered, as if saying my name hurt. I didn't answer. I just stepped aside, letting her in, my silence both shield and weapon. Inside, she turned in a slow circle, taking in the rough wooden walls, the fire crackling in the hearth. "You really stayed here all this time?" "Yes," I said simply. My voice startled even me, steady, but distant. She swallowed. I tried to find you. I didn't know where you'd gone. You just vanished." "You left first," I said, the words sharp enough to draw blood. Her eyes flickered with shame. She sat down heavily on the edge of the chair. "I made a mistake." I leaned against the wall, arms crossed, forcing myself not to look at the way her hands trembled. "Which one?" She flinched, tears welling. "All of them. The parties, the nights I didn't come home, him." The air tightened around us. There it was, the truth I had known but never heard from her lips. I clenched my jaw. Part of me wanted to rage, to shout, to throw her out into the night. Another part wanted to pull her close, to ask her why, to find the woman I once loved in the hollow shell sitting before me. Instead, I said nothing. She broke the silence. "He didn't love me. Not really. I thought I needed excitement, that you were holding me back. But when you left, Daniel, God, when you left, I realized it wasn't excitement I wanted. It was you. It was always you." Her voice cracked, her tears falling freely now. I stared at the fire, the logs collapsing into embers. For 2 years, I had dreamed of this moment, her regret, her confession. I thought it would bring satisfaction, vindication. But all I felt was tired. Do you know what those years were like for me? I finally asked. Cooking for someone who was already gone? Waiting for footsteps that never came? Wondering why I wasn't enough? She covered her face with her hands. I know I don't deserve forgiveness. But I had to come. I had to tell you. I closed my eyes, breathing deep, the smell of pine smoke filling my lungs. Forgiveness. The word dangled in the air between us, heavy, impossible. When I opened my eyes again, she was watching me, pleading, desperate, the way I had once looked at her. I walked to the table, pulled out a chair, and sat across from her. For a long time, neither of us spoke. The fire crackled. The night deepened. Finally, I said, "You can stay tonight. But tomorrow." My voice faltered, then steadied. "Tomorrow, you leave." Her face crumpled, but she nodded. Later, as I lay awake listening to her muffled sobs in the next room, I realized something. Betrayal doesn't end with an apology. It lingers, reshaping everything, turning love into memory and memory into scar. She had left me for a party. I had left her for silence. And now, even with her regret filling the cabin like smoke, the distance between us was a canyon no bridge could span. And for the first time, I understood. I didn't need her regret to heal. I just needed to keep walking forward, leaving the ashes where they belonged.